Hello good people, this is Shankar from Music Production Hub. Today we are going to check the Antelope launcher on macOS Mojave. So this settings is applicable to other devices like ZenTour, ZenStudio, Orion Studio Revision 2017. The system is running macOS Mojave 10.14.6 with all the latest security updates. It got a processor Core i5 9th Gen, memory 16 GB of DDR4, 3000 MHz, a graphics card Radeon RX 580 8GB. Let me start the Antelope launcher first. Okay. So the launcher is showing my Orion Studio here, and you can see my system is connected to the internet, so there is an update pop-up. It just came when I started the launcher. So usually I will skip this. So these settings are applicable to legacy interface users like Orion Studio, Silverface, ZenTour, ZenStudio, etc. So if you are running a stable system and your launcher and control panel is working perfectly fine, you don't need to do the updates. There are settings in the launcher so you can prevent accidental updates. So you can see the Antelope is providing a new launcher, and we have the option to skip. So if your device is connected with the internet, when you start the launcher, there will be a pop-up like this, so you can skip this. If you download this, sometimes it will ask you to update, or it will update automatically on the next start. Okay, I am skipping this. Hope you have installed all the drivers, software and launcher for your device. Then if you start your Antelope launcher, it will detect your device automatically. Okay, now I have an Antelope launcher 2.1.7. You can see my device is popping here. This is Silverface Orion Studio. So I'm connected with a USB. So you can see the bundle version here. I have turned off all the updates. That's why we cannot see the upcoming updates here. So you can see the serial number. You have a manage option here, device info here. So you can start the control panel by clicking here. So let us go to the settings first. So there is an icon here, settings icon. So I have disabled the animations here. Next we can see the logs. There are 3 types of logs. If you have any problems, or if you are having some connection issues, these logs will help the Antelope technical support to troubleshoot what is happening behind. So you have the option to send these reports to Antelope, and you can pretty much save this also. Okay, next we have some advanced options. So in these advanced options, I have turned off everything. So normally if you update your launcher, or if you are doing a fresh install, it will be on the position always. So I prefer to turn off everything because my device has all the updates. The device is fully filled with the effects available, and it's pretty much saturated. So I don't need any updates, and the device is working fine. So I have turned off the firmware updates. If there are any USB driver updates occurring, that's also turned off. Update the control panel, I checked never, and update effects never. There is no need of any effects. Update unified driver I have turned off. So if you are using a legacy device and you are running fine, there is no need of any updates. So you can turn off this. But if you are having a newer device like Synergy Core, Orion Studio Synergy Core, or ZenTour Synergy Core, you can check the option if newer. I don't recommend to check always because it will sometimes automatically do the updates. So if you are in the middle of a session, sometimes it will screw your system. So before doing the update, you please verify the update is fine. You come to the Facebook group and check others' opinion also before doing the update. Most of the time Antelope is doing an update to fix the bugs, or to give you some more options, but sometimes some compatibility issues will occur depending upon your system. So I recommend to choose if newer. For the control panel, I will definitely tell you to select never. If you need an update, you can come here and select always or if newer for the update. So depending upon these settings, I'm clicking OK. Depending upon these settings, you will get an option to update. So if you want to update your device bundle version, if you need to click here, then you have to go to settings and you have to select always or if newer. Then only you will get an option to update. Otherwise these options are pretty much locked. Okay, these are the settings I am doing on the launcher. So in the plugins I have some Edge Duo and Edge Solo emulations, but I don't use the plugin versions of the emulation. I always use the hardware version of emulations. Okay, I will start the control panel. So from here I am getting the power button. Also I can turn on the device. You can see the device in the, so it's turned on, you can see here. So in the settings I have reduced the brightness of the screen to save the screen. Okay, now we will look into some settings on the Mac. I am going to system preferences. In the energy saving options, there is an option for computer sleep. I am selecting never. The display sleep I am selecting never, and you should definitely turn off this option, put hard disk to sleep when possible. I don't need this option, and I have unchecked this option to wake for Ethernet network access. Okay, then in the security and privacy, in the privacy settings you go to your microphone. So I have to give my password. Okay, in the microphone tab you have to add Logic Pro X, the DAW which you are using. You have to add this for the input, because from Mojave the microphone is also under the security settings, so you need to give permission to the software to access the microphone of your devices. Otherwise you won't be able to record the signal, because you won't get any signal inside the software. So if you are using Pro Tools, Cubase, Logic or anything in your Mac under Mojave or Catalina, you have to give permission to the microphone. Next I am going to select about the Mac and system report. I am going to the USB section. So if you check the device bus, we have only one bus, because I am using an EZ390 motherboard from Gigabyte. It has USB ports provided by the chipset only. So if you are having some high-end motherboards like EZ390 Designer or EZ390 RS Pro from Gigabyte, you will get an additional chipset for the USB bus like ASMedia. So in addition to your motherboard chipset like EZ390 providing the USB bus, you are getting some additional bus from another chipset. So if you are overloading your USB bus with external devices like hard disks and other peripherals, you may end up with some connection issues, disconnection issues, sample rate issues, etc. So make sure your USB bus, you have enough bandwidth on your USB bus. So in my case, I haven't connected so many devices. This is a simple USB 2.0 device, and there is a Wi-Fi module is connected and some MIDI controller here. Got the keyboard and mouse and the Orion Studio. So the USB bus got enough bandwidth to run your device. So you make sure that either you purchase a good motherboard having two different USB chipsets. So usually the motherboard chipset will provide some USB ports, and if you are having some additional chipset for dedicated USB ports, then it will be very good. So you can connect your Orion Studio to that port. It will provide enough bandwidth for the device, so that you make sure. Next I am going to the audio MIDI setup. So in the audio MIDI setup you can see the audio devices connected to your system. So here you have to select the sample rate. Why I am insisting to select sample rate here? Because you can see my sample rate is 48 kilohertz. I always do projects on 48 kilohertz. So sometimes I will switch to 96 kilohertz. So in the middle of some project you need to access the internet or you need to access Spotify or YouTube and play some songs. So you have to make sure that your DAW sample rate is similar to the sample rate of audio MIDI devices or vice versa. So you have to select the same sample rate on the audio MIDI devices. So here I am selecting 48. If you change the sample rate here, you see the sample rate is not reflecting on the device. It stays on 48 and here it's on 44.1. So sometimes this will give you trouble it won't play the YouTube, it won't play the Spotify. So you make sure that your device sample rate and the audio device, that is the audio MIDI setup sample rate, is same. I will just start the Logic. Sometimes this option is hidden. I will select the details and I will select the sample rate here. So it's selected as 48. I'm just creating an empty project. So if I press the MIDI keyboard, you can see the signal is coming and it's playing. Now I am going to Logic Preference. So here in the audio tab, you can see I have selected the Orion Studio USB as the input and output device. I have selected the IO buffer size as 256. It will work fine on 128, but if I am doing some mixing, I will use 256. Sometime I will bump the sample rate. Sorry, I will bump the buffer size to 512 or 1024, depending upon the session. Then I have selected the processing thread as 6. You can select automatic also. My processor got 6 cores. Processor buffer size is medium. And you have to turn off the rewire behavior here. So you don't need, if you are not using rewire behavior, you can save some resource by turning off this. Okay, now I will open the Safari and I will go to YouTube. Okay, I will try to play some video. So you can't hear the audio now, but it will play. Okay, it is playing. So if I check the Orion control panel, let me go to the meters. So you can see that it's playing. So if you check the Logic Pro, yeah, I will just open some loops and I will loop it. So the YouTube is playing and simultaneously I am playing a loop on the Logic Pro. So if you check the Orion control panel, both are coming here. Once again, I am just changing the output to output 3.4 so that you can check this. So now it's coming through the 3.4 output on the USB play. So like I said, you have to keep the sample rate same as you are doing the audio MIDI setup. So these are the basic setups that I am using on this Mac. So I am now disconnecting the internet. Turn off the USB Wi-Fi. Okay, I'm quitting the Logic. I'm closing the launcher. Okay, I'm closing the Safari. So let me close the control panel. So now the device, so now the system is disconnected from the internet. I will once again start the Envelope launcher. There is no need of internet connection to use the Envelope device. You can use the device disconnected from the internet. There is no need of internet to use an Envelope device. So now it is offline. It will show your device, but during this start you will get a message error getting updates. That's fine. I'm starting the device. Okay, so now you can start your DAW and start working. So if I connect the internet, I'm going to connect the internet. I will close this and I will start it once again. Yeah, it's checking for the update. Yeah, we got the message. So the message is not annoying, but if you connect to the internet or if you disconnect and reconnect, sometimes this message will pop up, new launcher update, but you can skip. Okay, so these are the basic settings that I'm using in this machine. Hope this will be useful for you. These are very basic settings, but this will definitely help you to run smoothly. Thank you for watching. Please stay tuned for other Envelope videos. on my channel. Have a good day. Goodbye.